Then we just gonna talk real facts and we gonna get down to this shit. While all y'all are worried about Papoose, 50 Cent, T.I., Clarissa Shields, Remy Ma, while y'all out here worried about this, right? Did y'all know that there's a war going on? Did y'all know that the US bombed Iran yesterday? Of course not. Of course, y'all not gonna know. Of course, y'all not gonna know. You feel me? Nah. Y'all not gonna know nothing because y'all not trying to understand what's going on out here. I'm about to put y'all on. Y'all know that World War III's happening. And if you don't know that World War III's happening, what up, Mouse? Salute. Share this live. This is important. We not talking about bullshit. We not talking about nonsense. I'm putting people on. The U.S. has declared peace. The U.S. has declared war on this country. No, not this country, but you might as well say the U.S. declared war on this country because they out here bombing shit. They out here attacking people. And I want y'all to hear what this bozo, the one y'all voted for because he gave y'all 1,200, right? I want y'all to listen to what's being said out here about this. Everything has an agenda. If you don't believe me, you will believe me. The US been trying to get control over Iran for the longest. They were scared that Iran was building nuclear weapons. And the only reason why you could be scared of something like that is if you're out there terrorizing the people. Let's get into it real quick. I want y'all to check this out. We're gonna let the credits run because we gotta put y'all on. I'm putting y'all on to things, man. Time to put y'all on.
The United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship.
Before I even start this, it's always a picture painted. The U.S., it don't matter what president there is, there's always going to be a picture painted about whoever they're trying to go to war with or raise a national global issue with. Listen to this man.
The United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We're going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated.
Appreciate you.
U.S. Central Command releasing this video of the strikes, showing missiles launching and targets being hit overnight. The Pentagon says the operation targeted Iranian missile sites, air defenses, and Revolutionary Guard facilities. The president says the strikes also killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. On social media, he called him one of the most evil people in history and said other leaders were also killed in the attack. The president said these strikes will continue, quote, throughout the week or as long as necessary. Iran has fired back on U.S. and Israeli targets in the region. These photos show President Trump at his Mar-a-Lago resort as the strikes were carried out in coordination with Israel. The president framed the strike as the result of decades of conflict with Iran, saying diplomacy and this action was necessary to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Even so,
he said this was necessary so Iran wouldn't obtain a nuclear weapon. The U.S. have nuclear weapons. China has nuclear weapons. Russia has nuclear weapons. What's so different about Iran getting nuclear weapons? See, it's a lot of bogus shit going on, right? There's a lot of shit going on out here. Shout outs to Felix Box. Felix Blocks plays games. Nah, don't bring back Biden. Biden was worse. These presidents ain't no good for us. You could run for president. If a president that have felonies already got the seat, you could run for president and probably make this shit better at the end of the day. We're not going to lie and sugarcoat nothing. Every president that done stepped on the scene contributed to this country's like deterioration. Let's say it. All this is protected by the Fair Use Act and my public opinion on public matters, because that's what the Constitution, the First Amendment of the Constitution, protects us against. But this president just found a reason, because they've been gunning to get Iran for the longest. Let's hear what he got to say.
The president framed the strike as the result of decades of conflict with Iran, saying diplomacy failed and this action was necessary to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often happens in war, but we're doing this not for now, we're doing this for the future.
Did you hear what he just said? He's knowingly and went into this whole idea and had multiple times to think this over. But he don't even care about U.S. soldiers. Shout out to Terry Will, retired veteran, to all the service members that's on active duty. Be safe. Iran is not Venezuela. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. This is not Venezuela we talking about. Iran is very rich. Venezuela is very rich. And it's always something that makes us as a country, I'm not talking about us as a people, but these type of people controlling the fronts, they be wanting to go to war with anybody that they feel has some type of resources that they can retrieve, basically bully and take. This is thievery that's taking place. Murder and thievery is taking place on a worldwide scale. The whole world is looking at this. If you watch the State of the Union address, he was leading into this situation. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the notification bell. This is not your average podcast, because the other podcasts don't want to talk about stuff like this. Shout out to my brother Ali Guns of God. He got the new Melanin Order products on deck. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go follow my brother at Ali Guns of God. There's a lot of people that was leading up and talking about this. And listen to what he says about the American people.
Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often
he don't even care. Listen to what he's saying. Many American soldiers will be lost. Lives, there will be casualties. There may be casualties. He already made that up. That as he was giving that speech, a plan was already being executed for Iran to be under attack. Listen.
The Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often happens in war, but we're doing this not for now, we're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
The
president is basically putting American lives in jeopardy. You know why I say this? It's a lot of Iranian people in this country. There's a lot of Arabian, Afghan people in this country. You right, Felix Blocks plays games. He cares about himself. The problem is the American people lives and livelihood is at risk now, because once this happens, every country that didn't like America is looking for reasons to send a missile, send some destruction, some disturbance, America's vulnerable right now. We might be on edge and we might be on point, so to speak, but America is playing and acting nervous. You're exactly right. Felix Blocks plays games. Remember, America's the melting pot of the world, and America only allow people from different countries to come here for financial reasons. See, America don't give a fuck about nothing but the money. They don't care who have to go. We not crying, bro. They don't care who have to go. We just speaking real facts, Jody. Jody. We speaking facts over here. There's a lot going on out here. And cats like you cats is bozos. You probably the type that run and hide and be pro America when it comes to bombing other countries. We minding business that shouldn't be ours. We invading on people's religious beliefs, and we're taking we're taking defense of other countries. If I'm crying, get off my page, weirdo. Cause you don't want to hear the truth. You one of them weirdos that don't like to hear the truth. You want to have your own theories. It's clear as plain day. They threw the distraction out there with the T.I. and 50 Cent beef. And the T.I. family going at 50 Cent. Who gives a fuck about these rappers? This is what's going on out here. Y'all need to be understanding what's going on out here. Cause y'all acting real goofy out here.
And operational blow, but it is not the end of the operation, at least as described by President Trump.
Iran has launched a counterattack on U.S. bases across the Middle East.
The UAE.
Look at all that destruction, bro. You don't know if kids or nothing. Kids was getting killed out there. This man pushed the button to send missiles on a country and didn't care where the damn missiles landed. They killed so many women and children out there. If that's what it is, I'm not here to be leaning on one side. The Iranian people, they do their own thing. They've been actually free when Saddam Hussein left. The only reason why people are saying these people are the only reason why people are saying people like the Ayatollah and all and the leader in Africa, the leader in Africa is not allowing the US to come out there and do whatever they think they want to do. And every time somebody stands up to this country, they're being deemed an outcast, a terrorist. The United States government loves to use the word terrorist on anybody that they feel they want to paint a picture on. A fake drug charge was put on me by the city of Mount Vernon in this country, Mount Vernon, New York, in this country, put a fake drug charge on me. They got up on the internet and compared me to domestic terrorists. They said I was a domestic terror and a domestic terrorist. Jody, it seems like you got the head problem, no freaky. But back to what I'm saying, because people like this, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We let these type of people get up out of here. You go on and get on about your way. Bye. But they put a fake drug charge on me and compared me to a domestic terrorist. And I wasn't even in the state. I was nowhere near where they said they committed this crime. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who's going to fight it. And for real, Michael, there's going to be a war, whether people live or die. A war ends in life and death. And we're not the only people that got nuclear weapons. Jan, it's a bad situation to be in, facts. Right. Right. Everybody, AWACS 5559, you right. I did. Jody's gone. We ain't worried about Jody. We ain't even worried about him. But AWACS 5559, you're right. Everybody voted for Trump. Trump knew how to play the game. Trump used the money. See, a lot of people was poor, so they went for the $1,200. The $1,200 was an incentive to get the people to vote, because right after that happened, he ran for office. And in the midst of him trying to win the presidential seat again, he throws out a bone and says he's going to give people $2,000. You know how many people ran, and especially Latino people? Shout out to my real Latino people out there, man. But there was a lot of us, blacks, Latinos, Dominicans, everybody ran and voted for Trump, and look what's happening. Soon as Trump get into office, all the people who don't have documents and supposed to be here legal, they running up on you. They got ICE all over the streets. They was neighborhood, snatched up like 1 or 2 people. But they got these people riding around in these cars, and those is Trump's homeboys. He deputized all them ICE agents, and some of them might be with Homeland Security. But the agenda is to clean up. The agenda is to clean up the United States, and he used the people to do it. We put him back in office, and like I was saying, it didn't matter if it was him or Kamala Harris. We was finished, regardless of who won that presidential seat this election. If it wasn't him, it would have been her. And if it would have been her, it probably would have been worse. That lady didn't identify with us. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here. A lot's going on where a lot of people was put in position to really do some things. And they didn't do well. Everybody went and jumped on the Obama bandwagon. Obama is the reason why we have transgender rights. Obama didn't even fight for black rights. He didn't get reparations and reprimands for black people who were owed that. I'm not even talking about the new generations coming up working hard. I'm talking about the people. Obama pushed the rainbow agenda. This is why there's a law against parents disciplining their kids. That's a fact, Shadow. They have a problem with you going against what they're trying to preach. Obama threatened, he put out a letter and a memo to all the schools, Department of Education, and told them, if y'all do not let these kids identify themselves what they want to be, then we're not giving you no funding for your schooling. I thought education was the most important thing. Neither one of them is good, man. Everybody knew Trump had racial views back in the days. Ain't he connected to the Klan somewhere? Allegedly. Ain't Trump connected to the Klan allegedly? We don't know. But we know Trump has a Russian wife. If he's so pro-American, why is his wife from Russia? If Trump is so pro-American, why would his wife be from a foreign country, a country at most that the United States done had decades and decades and decades of situations? Blacks ain't for Trump. It's called greedy people are for Trump. Trump's not a color. Trump don't have no color supporting him. If you are greedy, money hungry, if you have a greedy, money hungry president, then you're going to have greedy, money hungry supporters. Yo, Tom, if you can't deal with the frequency, you always welcome to go join another page, because I don't care about what you're viewing or what you're saying. We talking about real shit.
As the U.S. and Israel launch military strikes, President Trump declares the supreme leader of Iran is dead.
Our objective is to defend the American.
How can one president trying to empower our nation by going over there, killing women and babies? How is he empowering our nation when every other race or culture has hate laws to protect them, right? And blacks don't have no protection. Trump tried to make black people get on board by jumping out the window and admitting after the history of this country that blacks are the reason why America is here. Let's get real. You know what I'm saying? It ain't democracy, bro. It's greed. People was greedy for the money. People was put on a hook for the money. Everybody was thinking about the money. Trump knew how to reel people in with the money. He threw the money on the hook and threw the hook out in the water, and it snagged the election with the help, allegedly with the help of Russia. That's what they saying. Hit the like button. I need everybody hit the like button for me. I need to at least get this up to like 20 likes. I'll be good with 20 likes. There's mad people in the chat, mad people looking. It don't take nothing to double tap the screen. Double tap the screen, you feel me? It was about changing the world with some who? AWACS 5559. What you mean? It was about changing the world with some what? What you mean? I appreciate those who hit the like button. I need y'all hit the like button. Run this up. Run this up. We talking some real shit. You're not going to get this talk on no other podcast. These podcasters are scared to talk about stuff like this. They want to talk about the rappers. They want to talk about the rappers. TX Low, appreciate you for pulling up. I'm still waiting to get some of that black privilege of leaning on my race for a handout and to get the exclusive rights because of my skin color instead of my merit. Absolute fact. It shouldn't be about none of that. You should be rewarded for the work that you put in. AWACS 5559, you right. Ross Hoff, let me see if I could catch you. Did you put something here? Let me see, Ross. Ross, go on, man. See, cats like y'all gotta go, man. Because we ain't scaring nobody. We telling the truth. How the fuck am I scaring somebody when this shit is public? You have to be, this shit is public, bro. LAXG1ER. They have 90 million people and she have 30,000 troops on ground. Look out for a possible draft. Hey, anything's possible now. Anything is possible with what's going on right now. Text low. I'm talking about all of us. All of us. If you're American and you voted for all that, then you just contributed to the goofy shit. Like I didn't vote. I kept my vote this year because none of them was worth voting for. I don't know. I don't know about a draft. Random grenade for you. I don't know. I agree, Teresa. If all these supporters are supporting Trump, they should be the ones that go out there first to fight. Most of these people don't even know what they're fighting for. They just fighting. Most of these people are just over there fighting. Most of these people are easily manipulated. See, a lot of people are sheeps. That don't mean nothing, random grenade. If they already cut the head off the snake, that means the whole country running crazy. You see what happened when El Mencho got hurt, didn't he? El Mencho got killed and they started bombing and blowing stuff up, and you know what I'm saying? Of course, it ain't no real war. Democrats ain't do nothing for blacks. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican because neither one of them branches is good for the American people. I don't understand why y'all people is actually thinking that being a Republican or a Democrat is good for being an American, man. Both sides is beefing over who want to take control over the damn country and put us in jeopardy regardless. No, the person stepping in for El Mencho's his son, and they saying his son is worse. But the Ayatollah out in Iran, when they killed him, right? When they killed him, that whole country, he's not the only person. He's not the only person that's on that type of time in Iran. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Obama told you that your child, your son wasn't his son. He can identify being a girl if he wants. Your son don't have to identify with being a boy. Your son can identify with being your daughter. That's what Obama did. It don't matter. The color is not the issue, bro. It's the thought. It's the thought of what these people are thinking out here. Color ain't the issue unless you one of them people that like to use color as a stage to have some type of say so and make it about what it's about. It's never been about color. It's always been about money and always been about trying to take over somebody's land. It's never been about that. You smell me? It's never been about that. Exactly, Random. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't help who you love and create your family with. That's why I say I don't see color. I don't see color. My girlfriend is white, and she don't like Trump. She don't like what the fuck he doing. I don't trip, nigga. I had girlfriends that was Spanish. I had girlfriends that was Puerto Rican. I had a girlfriend that was Dominican. I had a girlfriend that was black. I had a girlfriend that was Haitian. I had a girlfriend that was half African. So it doesn't matter about me, bro. Text low, man. Text low, man. We don't do that, man. We don't go against each other, man. You make a point, you make a point. But you're not going to get on my page and try and come for me. That's what you're not going to do. I'm going to give you an opportunity to make your dialogue sensible so we can have talk. You know what I'm saying? But if you on here venting and just venting like one of these emotional dudes, then you can go join the other people where you know what I mean? Everyone can equally be a POS or a goods person. Yeah, everybody could be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Teresa. Like she knows the pros. We don't take this serious. We don't allow ourselves to get caught up.
Have you ever heard of 1-800?
We don't allow ourselves to get caught up in situations where we worry ourselves. We know all these people are common, bro. Every president that been sat down in them seats was con men, man. They made us believe what they were saying was for our benefit and for our protection. But look what they doing. You want presidents that's going up? Bullet, what's happening? You got presidents that's just pushing buttons, bro. You got presidents pushing buttons. My words are consistent. I talk about all of us, but I mainly talk to my black people because we should know better. We've been getting fucked over, excuse my French. We've been getting mistreated since the beginning of this thing started. So when I'm saying blacks, I'm talking to my people to wake them up and make them understand that there's a lot of power that we possess. Text low, you gotta go, because you just a goofball. Get out of here. He don't like me talking about, hello, my black people. When I talk to my black people, this is not sending shots. This is to wake us up. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on out here, man. Everything's everything. We just catching up on a lot of stuff. I see 100 people in here, man. I need at least 35 likes, man. Hit the like button, please. Double tap the screen. Don't cost you nothing to double tap the screen. Salute to everybody pulling up. Wake us up from not making these poor decisions and choices for voting for people that really don't have our best interests at heart. Yo, Dago Bear. Salute to you, though. If you wanted to know what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of us out here sleepwalking. You might not be sleep. You might be woke. And you're a goofy, so California. You know what I mean? Go over there and play in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Random Grenade. At the end of the day, you got, see, this is what I be saying. We got our own people taking shots at people who's intelligent. See, sometimes intelligence and the truth is scare people. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree with me. But if you disagree with me, give dialogue. Let's talk about this. This ain't the podcast where I'm going to take shots at you and I'm going to have a back and forth with people I don't even know. I'm just, you know, breaking down situations from these lenses, and I don't see nothing crazy. I see what's going on is that we're being put in a situation where we might have a war on our hands, and everybody's out here living, thinking it's all about buying jewelry, having the dopest car, or living in a mansion, or wearing Balenciagas and Louis V's, and niggas ain't got no education on what's really going on out here. Those is probably the people who's probably commenting with the bozo shit. They don't pay attention to shit like this. They don't care about what's going on in the world because they have nothing to look forward to. They probably don't have nothing going on. They probably do. I'm not the one to say it. You smell me? Any country that has resources, whether it's gold, silver, minerals, whatever the fuck it is, it's in these countries that we're going to war with. Is that not telling you something? The United States needs these countries that they're going to war with, but they don't want to act like they need them because these countries are seeing how twisted some of these leaders in our country are. A lot of these leaders that we had, they didn't have no sense. They just was reading a script and going with an agenda that was placed in front of them. Jermaine Northcross, salute. Hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button if you're pulling up. I appreciate it. It helps the algorithms. I'm not asking for no super chats or nothing. I'm not asking for none of that. I'm just asking y'all to, when y'all pull up, double tap the screen. No podcast is talking about this. They talking about T.I.'s son going off. They talking about T.I.'s other son going off. I feel you. Deuteronomy 17:15. I have my own beliefs about that too, because you read in scriptures from a book that was rewritten so many times. So I don't know if you being honorable, honest, or if you just following a script. Say whatever you want, Dago. You can say what you want. Where you learning your scriptures from, and you probably go to church, and I ain't got nothing against the church, but let's be real. Who's getting caught up with assaulting these kids? The preachers, the rabbis. So if you preaching something out of a book that you're reading that was written by so many different people, including homosexuals, then me and you are definitely not on the same frequency. It's very complicated. It's very complicated. It's not about the context, man. I hope we don't go to war neither, but we struck first. United States struck first. If anybody comes to your house and tries to assault you or assault your loved ones, you have the right to defend you and your loved ones. And I don't even get into the depths of the political side on what they got going on that we don't know about. They just what they're doing, and they always casting blame. The United States always cast blame on somebody else before the United States look in the mirror. Whole bunch of weirdos here, bro. Whole bunch of weirdos. Well, no, it ain't law. It's law for you, brother. It's law for you. And I don't knock you for following what you believe in. Nah, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Church doesn't teach you that. Because somebody who's robbing you for your offerings and your tithes and don't pay taxes while the church is still broken down, they're feeding you a bunch of BS, bro. It's like putting a carrot in front of a rabbit, bro. Y'all being led, and this is how part of slavery was enhanced on our people. They brought that book. That book was already written. You reading a book that was already written and was written by multiple people, bro, to control your mind state. Can't even believe what this cat's talking. You can't trust these systems at all, bro. None. You have to do your own research. My grandmother, bless her heart, she passed away 95, 96 just last year. She was a pastor for 60 years of her life. And we always used to have this talk about religion. They saying Jesus is the Son of God. I'm not getting too deep into that, but Jesus is the Son of God. How can he be the Son of God? He came from a virgin. In order for life to be roaming on this earth, reproduction has to happen. That means sex has to happen. That means a man and a woman has to happen. But I'm going to get on to this. I'm going to let y'all listen, man. Listen to this, man.
As the U.S. and Israel launch military strikes, President Trump declares the supreme leader of Iran is dead.
Our objective is to defend the American people by
hit the like button.
Imminent threats from the Iranian regime.
This may be a very significant symbol, but it is not the end of the operation, at least as described by President Trump.
Iran has launched a counterattack on U.S. bases across the Middle East.
The UAE. Kuwait is on alert. Qatar, missiles coming in and missiles being intercepted. There's another one.
The future of the Middle East as America enters into war with Iran. Good evening. The dictator is dead. The Israelis said it, President Trump said it, and now
everybody that Israel got a problem with, the United States jumps in and defends. It tells you right there that Israel controls the United States. Dago Bear, you should be a preacher. You should be a preacher, bro. Go on and preach. You could preach, but just not on this page, because we talking real shit. You reading books that you don't even know what's going on. I believe somebody had to have sex with somebody, bro. I believe how I exist, bro. My mother and father made me. My mother and my father had sex, and I was born. So that's how I exist. I don't know about how this world existed because I wasn't here. Neither was you. So how you going to tell me, or anybody for that matter, how this whole thing started? You have your belief, I have mine. I don't get at you for having your belief. Don't be mad at me for having mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at you, Jose. I'm not mad at you. Shout outs to you, man. Appreciate you for even pulling up and giving the dialogue. But that's the power in beliefs. You could believe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attacking you neither. You could believe. I appreciate you pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have creation figured out. You know what I mean?
Iranian state television is confirming it. After more than 30 years ruling Iran as a brutal theocracy, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is no more. That is the biggest news in a day that began with a historic surprise. At around 10 a.m. local time in Iran, in the holy month of Ramadan, the U.S. and Israel launched a large-scale joint attack. The first signs, those plumes of smoke over Tehran. And then about 90 minutes later, President Trump announced a massive...
Look at all them spots they done hit. Is that where they thinking all the nuclear weapons is at? Nobody really knows, honestly speaking. I can't tell you. I can't tell you when this all started. I can't. But do you see all these spots that they hit? They might as well should have just dropped one right there, big one, and just let it blow up everything. I guarantee you some of these spots right here are the spots where they think the nuclear facilities are. Some of them are the military. Some of them are spots where the leaders and the heads, no freaky, they staying at.
An ongoing combat operation aimed at toppling the regime there. He also laid out the history, the revolution 47 years ago that brought the first Ayatollah to power, replacing a secular society, the kind of place where women dressed and dreamed as they wished, with a system of strict religious theocracy.
Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms, freedom, a whole lot of freedoms. Israel and the United States didn't have no reason messing with people's religion. Whether he handled it the way he handled it, whether he made you pay for violating the religious laws. If you violate laws in this country, what happens to you? You don't get killed. Some of them get the death penalty depending on how serious the crime is. I don't even think the death penalty is allowed. It's only allowed apparently in certain states. But at the end of the day, law is law. And people like the United States and Israel shouldn't be trying to impose their law and their will on another country. Who are they?
The president noted the decades of mayhem as well, the murder of service members in Beirut, the bombing of the USS Cole, and the arming of proxies that have, as the president...
Cheryl 233, I agree with you. The people have a right to. The people have a right to dress how they want, be how they want, think how they want, live how they want. But you got to understand, in those certain type of countries, there is no election. The most vicious people in countries like those, similar to those, it's the vicious people and the vicious militias that take over the government. It'd be a lot of people that be having the firepower and the guns and everything that this country be given to them. The American government, you're right. You're right, Cheryl. This is what you're right. Hit the like button for me. America gives these countries the weaponry, the intelligence. They let people come to the country, what they call it, temporary visas, educational visas. This country is responsible for a lot of stuff that's going on because we're supplying it, we're aiding it, we're helping people fight wars in their countries, and then we're turning them around and we're supplying them with the guns, we're supplying them with the training, we're supplying them with everything. And once we do that, just like we did Iran before, just like we did Iraq, just like we did Afghanistan, just like we did Russia, we help every country, and they turn around and turn on us. Who's the blame? King David, what's happening, King David? Salute to you. Who's the blame? This country don't want to accept responsibility that we aided a lot of these countries we have wars with and we have problems with. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. If you don't agree, tell me why. Let's talk about it. Right. This country is responsible for majority of this shit that's going on. What was the real reason for going to step in and aid Ukraine? So we can have control over them. Because Israel told us to go and help Ukraine. Joe Biden has connections to Ukraine. That's why he took all our money. Why us Americans are paying taxes if you didn't get your tax return back from last year, but they got enough money to bomb other people's countries and kill other people's women and babies. I ain't gonna front. Some of the women and the young kids, they be trained to be in that militia. But at the end of the day, what can you do? Lambowski, salute. Hit the like button for me. What can you do when the most vicious person and the most vicious protection he has take over the whole land? It's either you get down or you lay down. You get down or you lay down. See, we fucked up by letting Trump get back in office. And I don't see how somebody who has multiple felonies, who's been accused of SAing people and involving themselves in a whole bunch of bullshit, niggas put him in presidency. We definitely need to take out, first we got to start with our country. First we got to start with our elected officials. That's where we got to start. We can't take our world back until United States goes back to being the big brother. United States is not the big brother no more because all the other countries, they grew. We didn't grow as they grew. This country did not grow as they grew. This country sat back and watched them grow. We kept feeding them the nutrients and everything. We watched them grow. And now we try to step in after they done got physically built and taller and stronger. And now we want to act in and talk about, yo, we the big brother. I don't know, random grenade. Might be. We don't know. But we can't, as a country, try to go to these other countries and it's like, yo, we the big brother. Remember, we put y'all in position. Remember what we did for y'all. Some of these countries is looking at this country like, the fuck? I don't care what you saying, nigga. Y'all shouldn't have did it. Shouldn't have helped us.
Put it, soak the earth with blood and guts. But what now? How wide could this go? And what happens when the shooting ends? Many Iranians are celebrating today's attack, but the regime still stands, announcing
I can't get that. I mean, celebration is celebration, right? But why you destroy your own city? Medellin, they are thinking Donald Trump. They're saying, damn, what a badass Donald Trump is and how great Donald Trump is. That's what they're saying. Some people are. Keith Cardi, 1339. All countries alike. What have you done for me lately? Right? Right. You're right. Mark Edwards, 9506. You're right. Trump been a coward, man. Most of these presidents are cowards, bro. Goes to show you all along, before Trump was president, the House and the Senate was controlling the presidential seat. Medellin, we don't do that. We got to get you. I need you to make an apology, because everybody's opinion is their opinion, and we don't slander nobody. I need you to make an apology right now, or we're going to have to get you up out of here. We don't play that over here. This is not the channel for the weak-minded and people who get offended by stuff. Medellin, see, this is what I be saying. We got to get you out of here. You got to go. Medellin, we don't do that because we have respect for the deceased. Shout outs to Mark Edwards, 9506. He's gone. We ain't even got to worry about him no more. We talking real talk and people get in their feelings. See, that's the weakness in the brain. See, people's brain powers don't be strong enough, man. Niggas ain't eating the brain food. Niggas eating that bullshit. Let's listen.
40-day period of mourning for the late Supreme Leader. And with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard still firing rockets at Israel, at other American allies, and at U.S. bases throughout the region.
Shit, Iranian government saying get back's a must. Who the hell is these weirdos, man? Weirdos, bots. All these bots coming into play. Get these bots up out of here. Bye now.
Vowing in just the past hour, in fact, that, quote, the most ferocious offensive operation in the history of the Iranian armed forces will begin in a few moments.
Now, since they was bombed first, no, Keith Coffey, no, I don't believe that. They said Iran about to go off. And if they're doing this to their own city and the embassies, the U.S. embassies in their own city, a war is coming. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. A war is coming. World War III has started last night, yesterday. Now, the repercussions and everything we about to endure is about to go crazy. Ever since 9/11, user SQ, I don't know who you are, but ever since 9/11, you are not safe. We not safe. Everything's tapped. Your whole phones, everything is going on. World War IV is not happening, bro. It's about, I didn't say it was happening now, God. I said it's gonna happen. But the US struck first. So you don't think for 1 second, being that Iran's a country, you don't think that they have backup plans? Like every country has a backup plan. Professor 8377, repent, our redemption draws night. I don't know, bro.
The U.S. military buildup in the region is already the largest in a generation. And President Trump, in a post not long ago, promised that, quote, heavy and pinpoint bombing will continue, quote, on it.
Look at this shit, bro. Strategically, look where they at. All this is over. They bombed all up in here and all along here. Strategically.
Interrupted throughout the week or as long as necessary. But he is also facing political opposition at home. Democrats characterizing this as an illegal war of choice that endangers U.S. troops and could draw the U.S. into a wider war.
I know y'all heard that. So many innocent people are being killed and the numbers are just going to go up and up and up. Yo, I need y'all to hit the like button. I need likes. I need at least 35 likes, man. Run this up for me, please. Run this up. This is real dialect we talking about. This is news. We can always have dialogue because it's our way, our story, their story, and the truth. Find a cure for liberalism. We could figure out We might have to leave your contacts. You have to leave your contacts. Then we could figure this out. There's a lot going on.
Opposition at home. Democrats characterizing this as an illegal war of choice that endangers U.S. troops and could draw the U.S. into a wider war. And so we are at a crossroads tonight, and we have it all covered for you. A team of reporters this hour, including Robert Costa, who spoke with President Trump just a short time ago. What the president told him, but first, Charlie D'Agata in Tel Aviv for us tonight. A long day into the night. Charlie, good evening.
Good evening to you, Tony. Good morning from here. It's almost dawn here. It has been a noisy night here in Tel Aviv. There's been air raid sirens, explosions, mostly intercepting incoming missiles. We actually have seen, there are no commercial flights in and out of this area, as you well know. We've seen a lot of military aircraft the past half hour or so, at least 6 of them going by here. But this entire region is bracing for what day 2 brings. I can tell you that Israel's state of emergency is still in effect. They're warning residents to stay off the streets, stay close to shelters. As I said, we've had multiple air raid sirens, even in the past couple hours or so through the night. Schools and businesses are shut. And, you know, this is a sort of Monday for them. So schools and businesses would be in session. Israel is on edge, not just here, but other countries across the Middle East. They're bracing for more attacks to come because, as you've seen, Iranians have tried to attack U.S. bases, very well defended in places like Al Udeid, and the base, in Bahrain, but this is a better idea of what we were covering yesterday. The Israeli military announced a new wave of attacks against Iran's air defenses and ballistic missiles this morning. U.S. officials tell CBS News American forces are taking part again, too, in what the U.S. military has called Operation Epic Fury, releasing this footage showing F-35 stealth fighter jets, F-18s, cruise missiles launched from one of a dozen U.S. Navy destroyers from an undisclosed location. Intelligence and military officials tell CBS News around 40 Iranian officials were killed, along with the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in a series of strikes. Iran's military forces had already launched retaliatory strikes earlier in the day when President Trump posted a speech outlining the main objective: regime change, urging Iranian citizens to rise up.
I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take.
In other words, after we finish bombing this whole thing and blowing everything away, no freaky, we gonna come in here and we gonna take control of your country. We gonna put people in office and we're gonna control them, and we're gonna get all the titanium and all the nutrients and minerals from this country, and we're going to create nuclear weapons, and we're going to have a nuclear weapon base on your country. Not somebody like the Ayatollah. The U.S. is going to have a nuclear base in Iran soon to come. Y'all heard it here first. It's not going to be nowhere near soon, but it's coming down the line where the U.S. government will have a secret. If it's not secret, it's going to be public. A nuclear base will be in the U.S. control after this is all over. If you agree with me, put a 1 in the chat, put a 2 in the chat if you disagree, but be respectful and give your dialogue on why you don't agree with me. I need everybody to hit the like button. Salute to everybody who's still with me, rocking with me. Run this up to 40 likes, man. 4 people. I need y'all to double tap the screen, B. It don't cost nothing to double tap the screen. It helps the algorithms. This is all a play.
And while Iran's supreme leader may be dead, its military continues to fight on. And President Trump has vowed to keep up the intensity too. U.S. forces are already following those orders.
Charlie Daggett for us live from Tel Aviv tonight. Charlie, thank you very much. This operation, which the Pentagon is calling Epic Fury, is also epically complex and full of risk. For more on what goes into an operation like this, let's bring in retired Admiral Mark Montgomery, who served 32 years in the Navy as a nuclear-trained surface warfare.
Hey, yo, random grenade. It's always the people that's affected by your intellect. See, when you have intellect, people get affected. You know what I'm saying? Mark Edwards, we not worried about it. They saying Epic Fury because they releasing so many missiles and bombs and everything. You know how much money this is costing the US people? You know how much money this is costing y'all taxpayers, us taxpayers? Y'all know how much money this is gonna cost us? We might not get, you might be going to work for the next 10 years to only get 2 years worth of tax returns back.
Officer. He's now at the Foundation for Defense of Democracy. Also here is CBS News contributor and Marine Corps veteran Elliot Ackerman. Admiral, I'd like to begin with you. Thank you very much for joining us here. You were a strike group, carrier group planner at one point. You know more than anyone on this channel right now about what went into a strike like this. Take us through what you saw, what stood out.
You know, I thought it was a good, comprehensive first day, and you can obviously see that the number one target here is senior leadership, both of the Iranian, the Supreme Leader, but also of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. I think what went alongside this was what's called suppression of enemy air defense. So we simultaneously would have attacked the remaining air defense systems that weren't destroyed by Israel in the 12-day war last year. And this is all a precursor for follow-on strikes over the next, I would suggest, probably 2 weeks, where we go after the other targets that didn't need the surprise that the targeting of the Iranian leadership did. So you would clearly hit them on day one while they were loose with their security, as loose as they would be with their security, and where you could get as many as possible. And while getting the Supreme Leader was very important, you can also see they made some serious inroads on other IRGC leadership and military leadership.
Admiral, you've seen the response from Iran. President Trump said he expected it to be double. That might be bluster. What do you make of it?
Salute, La Queso. Stanley, I own businesses out here, Stanley. I have EIN numbers for all my companies, Stanley. I have business accounts for all my companies, Stanley, and my businesses do really well, in case you wanted to know. If they didn't need our taxes, Lambowski, if they didn't need our taxes, right? Did you get your back last year? I agree with you, Rochelle. Thank you. Appreciate you. Because people don't be knowing what they talking about. When we talk this real shit, it scares a lot of people, y'all.
You know, I think this is what you get in an initial response. I think we'll see more over the next few days. So there'll be a race between us treading or destroying their ability to launch weapons at Israel and at U.S. forces stationed throughout the Middle East, and the Iranian ability to get those weapons out, cleared, and get a shot off. So I suspect the next few days with the strikes will be heavily focused on current Iranian ballistic and cruise missiles and on their drone launch facilities.
Hey, yo, Lambowski, I've been saying it's about money and power, because Iran didn't want to fold. The Ayatollah didn't want to let the U.S. or Israel control what they was going on, whether it was led by somebody who was deemed as evil as the Ayatollah was. It was about trying to control that country. They wanted the minerals. They want the titanium that produces and makes nuclear weapons, beloved. It's about money and power. The United States don't want to use no more money. They want to take shit. And we feeling, and I'm not saying we feeling like that, but the United States is looking like a bully. And if you don't fuck with the bullies, put a 1 in the chat. If you do, then you a bully. Put a 2 in the chat. This country turned into the bully because we let the wrong people get into these seats. People are getting these votes and they fucking us up as a country, and we're paying for it as a people. Just like you said, they billionaires, they can get out. South Memphis, give you a reason why. The U.S. ain't in debt. That's just all a distraction and a ploy to convince us that we broke. How? We not broke. We can't be broke when we continuously go into other countries and taking over their shit. How we broke? We can't be broke. They say we in debt so they can get more federal government grants. That's why. You know what I'm saying? You're right, Richard. No matter. Slavery still exists. It never died. They put a different on it. King David, they put a different face on it. Slavery never died, bro. It's called the workforce. It's called the school. It's called the church. Anything that can control the people by the masses is slavery. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with what I just said. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree. Slavery didn't die. They just put a pretty face on it. It's called work. It's called school. It's called church. It's called community service. It ain't never died, bro. They took the money. That coin, whatever that shit, CJ, that was a ploy. All these coins is ran by these creeps, these rich creeps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, random grenade, but we are the most enhanced to where we have the most. Let's just say we have the most weaponry and the strongest weaponry where we could go and take whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here, man.
To ensure that these get knocked out. But this was...
Hit that like button for me.
Surprised that the shot got into our NAV Center, Naval Forces Central Command headquarters in Bahrain. But also, we should assume that the adversary will be able to impose some cost on us. And
South Memphis, I want to hear what you're saying. What topics do I choose? What question did I dodge? Re-ask your question. Because I don't see that you asked the question. You're just making statements. So you're not asking nothing. What is your question? I didn't see you ask no question. You know what I'm saying? So retype what your question is and I'll give you an answer if I can answer it. You know what I'm saying? If I can't answer it and I don't have the knowledge to answer it, I'm gonna just tell you I can't answer it because I don't know. U.S. Gov politics, do you ever speak about civil matters, race? Absolutely. Absolutely. I just did a if you check my page and subscribe to my page, I think it was the other night or the night before last. No, it was the morning before last. I did a whole segment on my little brother getting murdered by the police, and they lied on him, saying that he drew a gun, and I got the proof that contradicts their lies. And I've been doing vlogs on this, and I haven't got no help. They did, and the system, the New York State Attorney General would not even look at the case. She took the word of an officer who had 156 infractions And the city and the whole state tried to back this officer up by saying this officer never drew his gun on nobody black before, and he was a white officer. And 5 months before my brother was murdered, he drew his gun on 2 black kids making a legal U-turn. So I talk about civil matters, I talk about race, I talk about stereotypes. But right now, at this point in time, I'm talking about the fucking United States just bombing shit and taking shit. I appreciate you, Lambowski. I do talk about real shit. Like, I talk about race. I talk about matters that these other podcasters don't talk about. I appreciate you, Keith Cardi. We still fighting for them. Go look at my page. Go back. Go just scroll down. I got content on it. I got proof. I got CCTV footage. I leave it to my people who follow me to check that out and leave your comments under that content. Tag your politician, tag your local politician, tag your activist. I need somebody to help me. We could all help each other. All types of local agencies. South Memphis, you got to go because you're not making no sense, because you know what I'm saying? You just talking right now. I answered the question you just asked me. I do talk about civil matters. I talk about a lot of shit. And we all have to stick together. Rolling Stone, everybody seen this. When I was hit with a fake drug charge, everybody came to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody came to talk to me, but I need activists. I need these people who are out here and speaking on grand stages to let's talk about it. Yeah, but this thing that's happening in Iran is terrible. We ain't gonna get off of this.
And retaliation.
Elliot, let's bring you into this. Are you skeptical of the wisdom of this operation?
I think it all depends on the outcome. This is obviously a very complex operation. We are seeing basically, move one moving into move two of what's going to be a 40-move game. So there's a lot of risk inherent with this, as there is any time you embark upon a path of war. And I think we're just going to have to watch very closely in the days, weeks, and perhaps months ahead.
Do you believe this will be an air-only campaign, or if the goal is truly regime change, it will require boots on the ground?
I think that's an area where the Trump administration has a lot of control, and I think they've signaled very clearly that boots on the ground is a bridge too far for them. I think what this campaign is going to rely on quite significantly, and the president alluded to it in his comments, is going to be the actions of the Iranian people. This air campaign, the boots on the ground for this air campaign, is eventually going to be Iranian civil society coming out in the streets and demanding a change of regime. And we haven't.
The United States just caused a civil war over there in another country. The United States and Israel bombed the whole country and then told the people, y'all got to take the country back now. Y'all got to clean it up. We did what we were supposed to do. Now y'all got to get rid of the rest. You know how many people are going to die? So many people are going to die in Iran. And the United States and Israel is going to sit back and act like they didn't do nothing. Then they're going to wait for all those people to die. And then they're going to go back out there and say, we got to go to war with them again. It's homicide going on. Worldwide global homicide. It's not genocide. There's worldwide homicide going on. Crimes against humanity is happening in our face. Didn't they say that was going to happen in that Bible? I'm just saying. Didn't they say it was going to happen in the Bible? Everybody's saying it was written, right? Keith Cardi. I think it's up to these powerful athletes and influencers that have control over that should have something to say about this. You're right, Lambowski. They're about to do what they did to everybody across this damn globe. If you ain't with us, you're against us. You either get down or you lay down. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. But if you put a 2, explain why. I want to know, because I could learn a lot from my chat. I'm bringing y'all content, but I could learn a lot from my chat. Jonathan, what's up? Salute. Hit the like button. If you pulling up for the first time, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Be part of the team where we talking real. You got to have a brain to be on this chat. Garya Fernandez, appreciate you. This is not for the people who don't got no real brain. I'm not a sheep, so I'm not going to follow. No. We can talk. As long as you keep it respectful, we can talk and have dialogue on this page. I'm not asking for no super chat. I'm just asking you to double tap the screen. That's it. And you've entered the chat. You've entered the house of building common sense, building intellect. This is not a page where I'm going to get mad at people for having their opinions, but you got to be respectful and you got to give reason to why you have an opinion. You just can't be on here chatting. Respect to you, Lambowski.
Seen that yet, but that's what I'm going to be watching for in the days and weeks ahead.
Admiral, back to you on this. You mentioned a 2-week campaign. Are you imagining that as air only?
I am, and I agree with Elliot. I mean, the 2 times that we've successfully used U.S. air-only campaigns to change governments, Libya in 2011 and Kosovo in 1999, there was large armed insurgent groups that we were enabling during those attacks. What we have right now are large groups of activists and disaffected citizens, not large armed groups. So we'll have to see what happens in this. The 2-week campaign I envision would be one that knocks down their remaining ballistic missile, both their systems, but also I would hit their factories. In the second week, I would hit their production capabilities of both.
You heard what he said? They trying to cripple Iran financially. They trying to hit the missile bases. They trying to hit all the factories, and in the process of you doing that, because somewhere out in them countries now, in these countries, some of these nuclear spots be underground in cities where there's a lot of people. It's going to be worse, Keith Cardi. You ever seen people kill other people for food, for water? That's what's about to happen out there. That's what's about to happen out there, Keith Cardi. People will start running around here crazy, starving, and killing each other for food and water. What you think them civilians out there going to do when all the markets is bombed and all the food is done and contaminated because missiles dropped in Iran? So that means certain areas are contaminated. Places are on fire, destroyed. Little kids are going to starve to death out there. Patriot 71111. Nah. What are you talking about? Get off my page, you stupid nigga. I told you that people out there are gonna be going crazy. See, people like those type of people, those are bots. See, we got to get those out. We got to get them out of here early. You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing with the bots. If you come on my page and you talking reckless, your first comment is reckless is bugged out. They going after everything. Y'all didn't hear? Before all this shit started happening with this country, they bombed Africa. They was blaming ISIS and they was blaming Africa for harboring ISIS and all of that. And the US quietly bombed Africa. At the same time, they was going to war, helping Ukraine fight in that Gaza Strip shit. America bombed Africa. But you heard what he said. They try and knock out everything.
Drones and ballistic missiles. And then if we haven't in fact obliterated the nuclear program, then I would restrike the nuclear.
Saber 444, I'll let you know. I'll have the information for you on the next one. Make sure you come onto the page because you just gave me my topic for the next show. So I'll definitely have that information for you. You know what I'm saying?
Program elements that still remain.
Elliot, you mentioned the Iranian civil society as the next step in all this, but one never knows when you knock down a leader what grows in its place. Are you confident that what comes next will be better than what was?
I think what we'll potentially have is a power vacuum, and that creates a whole host of challenges. I mean, is there a scenario in which Iranian civil society rises up and demands a peaceful and democratic transition of power? I mean, sure, that's something we can imagine. But can we also imagine where Iranian civil society fractures, where you still have regime hardliners who break off, and you see Iran entering into a period?
Saber 444. The United States has recently conducted airstrikes in northwestern Nigeria, targeting ISIS affiliates in December of 2025. Airstrikes in Somalia. 2025. Around the time when Ukraine was being helped by this government as well, and they put it all over the media about Ukraine, right? They didn't tell us they was bombing Africa until after, right? ISIS affiliates. What we talking?
Of internal instability, leading up into civil war and a Syria-like outcome. That's also not outside the realm of possibility and would be disastrous not only for the people of Iran, but create incredible instability.
You know what, King David? You know what I think it'll stop? When everybody stop being greedy and everybody stop acting like they want to be the top dog in the world. Every fucking country needs every country to fucking make it, bro. Every country. It's not one fucking country that don't need no country out here in this world to make it. So the right motherfucking people who had enough of the bullshit need to take over. People like us. People like people in the chat that really got some sense. We need to really be having people like that around the world to take over. People who's tired of this shit, bro. Because ain't nobody paying for it but the people, whether it's with your money or your life. While these motherfuckers is sitting up in these offices across the world, he might have been a bad dude. But he ain't the only bad dude in this world, respectfully. There's a lot of shit going on with leaders from all around the world, and these leaders are the most fucked up people. And whoever, who pays for it? We do. Part of Ron Goldberger, part of that might have been true. But part of it might have been they just didn't want our country in Israel trying to take over and control what they got going on? How would you feel if the government came to your house and took over your house and took over your family and said to you, we own y'all, we control y'all? How would you feel? I mean, that's a big hope, King David. It would be a better place, but somehow they believe that you got to have chaos in the world to continue to make the world go round. Goofy
the
shit.
region. All of this is in play right now, and I think the United States, because this is an era-only campaign, we will only have the ability to affect so much in the weeks and months going forward.
Admiral, in our final 30 seconds here, I'm curious, how long can these strike groups float off the coast in the region?
Strike groups, especially when you're in combat like this, you do need some breaks, but now the Ford is in a unique condition, the aircraft carrier strike group in the Eastern Mediterranean. It's already been on deployment for 10.5 months.
Now, my question to the chat, help me. You know what I'm saying? Help me. Right here is Sudan. Right here is Ethiopia. Right here is Yemen. Here's Saudi Arabia. Right here is Libya, right? Ain't all these places right here got issues with the United States? What if they decided they wanted to attack all them ships in place right there? How many people you think could be in jeopardy? If they got 6 here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, 8 ships here, 6 destroyers and a combat ship, a combat ship and a destroyer, and 5 destroyers, right? What if all these countries right here decided to say, we don't want y'all United States motherfuckers in our waters. Get the fuck out of here. And they just start firing on them. Because these countries right here, they got some power now, especially Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Libya. These places they got issues with. What if they wanted to say, get the fuck out of our waters? Take your fucking ass back to your country or back to the Pacific or back to the Atlantic before we blow y'all motherfuckers up and make soup out of y'all in that water. Before we turn that water bloody red. We turn it from ocean blue to bloody red. Y'all will become fish food. What if that was to happen? See, the United States is dangerous, bro. Niggas don't be caring about their own people. Look where they got them stationed, bro. Look where they got them stationed, bro. Look where they got them stationed, bro. You feel me? Look where they got them stationed, bro. That's too close to your enemy, bro. That's too close to your enemy, bro. It's real out here, man. I just had to get on and share this with y'all, man, because this is what I like doing. I like getting into shit like this because this is shit that we need to know. XDM10, that may be true, but you don't know how people gonna react under pressure. A lot of people don't react. A lot of people that's in the service is just in the service for the money. Some is in there because they racially driven and they want to kill just because they just want to kill. They want to see blood. But at the end of the day, a lot can go on. You know what I'm saying? But that's just something to think about. I want to thank everybody for jumping in, giving your, giving your input, man. This is real, man. I love to speak on real topics, and I love to have dialogue with people who got intellect, because I need people to shine. I want people who smart. I want y'all to shine too. Shit. Feel me? This ain't all about me. I want y'all to shine too. Because that's showing how smart that y'all are. And iron sharpens iron. You feel me? That's the only way we gonna educate ourselves. They not teaching us shit. They not telling us the truth. They gonna keep feeding us the bullshit to make us run around in hysterics and try to figure out what the fuck we need to do next. No, we need to sharpen iron. The brain is the most powerful tool on the human body, bro. Once the brain goes dead, it's over. Sharpen the iron. Don't just be out here living and existing. Sharpen the iron. Get with people, talk, have dialogue about this type of shit, because they ain't telling us the shit, bro. And these other podcasts, they not telling you the shit neither. I like to build with intelligent people. I like to talk to intelligent people, man. And if you ain't intelligent, then this clearly ain't the show for you. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to be debatable and just talk crazy and just have your own views on shit, then this show ain't for you. You feel me? A lot going on. There's a war going on outside no man is safe from. And it's happening right in our face. So, with that saying, man, keep your circle a dot. Keep your grass cut. Watch for the snakes. Be observant of your surroundings. Educate yourself. Don't be a sheep. Most importantly, stack chicken. I got to go take care of some business. I'll be back tonight at 9 o'clock. We can have more dialogue. Yo, if you just joined the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. The notification bell lets you know when I go live. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all at 9 o'clock, man. Till then, love us always.